everybody, this is Jimmy. Welcome back to the Jimmy's English storytelling session. Today we are going to talk about chapter 8. I know that all of you know this is the chapter 8 of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So, the last one, chapter 7, we talked about that Sun Jian died and his corpse was took back by Liu Biao, but Sun Ce also got Huang Zhu there. And Huan Jie was going to Sun Jian there and asked for Sun Jian and wanted Huang Zhu back. Just went to Liu Biao there and wanted exchange. But Kuai Liang said, no, you should just kill Huan Jie and keep Sun Jian's dead body. See, here, Sun Jian's sons, Sun Ce and those guys, they were all very small. And, little, in age, not in size. If we now just let go of this Huang Zhu, and we go and kill Sun Ce and the armies, all these lands of Sun Jian who used to have it will be yours now. Liu Biao said, but Huang Zhu is there. How am I going to let him go? Huan Jie said, no, not Huan Jie. This is Kuai Liang. There are a lot of guys here. Huan Jie and Kuai Liang and Liu Biao and Sun Jian and Sun Ce. Well, one of them are dead anyway. But there are still four guys talking to each other and sharing their opinions. It's complicated. So I just sometimes will make a few mistakes, but I will correct them anyway. So this Kuai Liang said, oh, come on. It's just Huang Zhu who have no intelligence, no wisdom. How can't you just exchange it with the whole land? Isn't this a fair deal? Liu Biao said, I suppose it is if Huang Zhu is just any other guys, but Huang Zhu and I were very, very good friends when we were little. It's not a very good thing to let him go like this. So he did not listen to Kuai Liang's idea, and that's good for Sun Ce. Because, if Liu Biao really listens to him and just go ahead and fight with Sun Ce, I think Sun Ce isn't going to handle this very well. Okay, anyway, since they already exchanged Huang Zhu with the dead body of Sun Jian and Sun Ce went back, so everything was back to normal. And now we talk about DongZhuo. I guess everybody knows DongZhuo. DongZhuo is just as famous as Liu Bei, but for a different reason. Liu Bei is famous because he is a good man. And DongZhuo is famous because he is the worst guy in the history of the world. At least in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Okay, so when DongZhuo heard of the news that Sun Jian is dead! Sun Jian is dead! Yes! This is somebody I've been worrying about, and now he is finally dead. It's just great. And what's worse, he did all sorts of terrible things. You can't even imagine it. First, he built a very big city, employs 1,000 times thousands of people without paying them, just let them build those very, very large bricks, I hope you know. As big as Chang'an. And then he hidden about 800 of beauties that they found in folks. No, yolks, not folks, yolks, yes. And hid them inside the city. And they also, thousands, uncountable amounts of gold and silver and precious things like necklaces and jade, all inside it. It's just like swimming in this gold. And the most terrifying thing for soldiers is that there hidden enough rice and food that can supply all those beauties and even DongZhuo himself for 20 years. You can imagine that amount. 20 years. for 800 and more people. You can imagine, first, how big that city is, and second, how big the room to hold all the rice is. Okay, going on. DongZhuo is also someone who is very good at torturing people. While they were having a feast, a lot of soldiers who are caught was here by the army of themselves, and DongZhuo tortured them. How? It's not just that beat them, it's like cut off their wrists and cut off their ankles and throw them in the water of over 100 degrees. Everybody freaked out, but DongZhuo was just eating and drinking and talking like nothing was happening. You can tell that DongZhuo always kills people. I wonder how it is like when DongZhuo was killed and what the hell. I bet all those people was going to together attack him from day to night because they were tortured by him, and now, haha, you're finally dead. Okay. Once they were having a very big feast and all the ministers were here, and suddenly, Lü Bu whispered something to DongZhuo. DongZhuo laughed. Ha! It's like this, eh? And then he made Lü Bu to single Zhang Wen. Zhang Wen is one of the senior ministers, has a very big power, a very big right out of the feast. And after a while, they carried out a plate. Well, that's not the amazing part because plates get carried out all the time. But the amazing and terrifying is that it's not dishes that are on the plate. It's the head of Zhang Wen on there. Everybody just threw their chopsticks onto the plate and freaked out again. But DongZhuo laughed. You do not have to worry. Zhang Wen, he planned to do something with Yuanshu together to kill me. So Yuanshu actually sent a letter to him, but by mistake, it got into my son, Lü Bu. So we killed him. You guys have nothing to be afraid of. You didn't do anything wrong. So stop being terrified and continue eating. But another man, Wang Yun, is also a senior minister. He also has a big power, and he's clever. Almost all the other ministers listen to him, even DongZhuo and the emperor. So Wang Yun thought about all the things that DongZhuo did, like killing Zhang Wen. Who knows if Zhang Wen is really doing that, and tortured all those soldiers. He just can't let it go. He kept imagining those horrible pictures inside his mind until he heard sighs. Near a pool, and he looked and found out that this was Diao Chan. Diao Chan is one of the those girls who served him, not really his daughters, but this is a very good girl, and Wang Yun treated her like she was just the perfect daughter for himself. This night, Wang Yun listened for a long time and then came in saying, "Are you gonna have relations with other people?" Diao Chen was very terrified. She said, I do not dare do that." Wang Yun said, "Well then, why are you sighing here?" Diao Chen said, "Well, let me be honest. Look, recently I heard you sighing everywhere, and frowning. I know that there's something bad that happens in the country, and I do not dare to ask. So if you have anything to use me, I will do it no matter what it is. Wang Wing suddenly realized a perfect way. She said, look, if you really can help me, that's excellent. Look, first, I will give you to Lu Bu, and then I will give you to DongZhuo again, and you will find a little something to act between them, and try to separate them. Let them not be so good with each other. If Lu Bu and DongZhuo stops being good to each other, then that will be easy to kill DongZhuo, won't it? Justin said, of course, I can do this, definitely. So the next day, Wang Wing unknowingly asked his workers to make a golden crown with several very precious jade little balls on it, and secretly sent it to Lu Bu. Lu Bu was so glad that he went to Wang Wing's and thanked him. He said, come on, you are a powerful minister, and I am just one little general. Why would you respect me? Wang Wing said, oh, come on. In the whole world, only you are the hero. I'm not respecting you because of your power or right. I'm respecting you because of your talent, because of your gift of fighting. Lu Bu was very glad, and they drank wine and they ate delicious dishes. So, while they were all like a little bit drunk, Wang Wing let Diao Chan out. Wow! With the other like a little ugly girls around her, Diao Chan looked even more beautiful. Lu Bu just like have seen the god in the heaven. And he said, who is this girl? Wang Wing said, this is just my little daughter Diao Chan. Well, he is pretty young and he is very good at singing. So Diao Chan sang for a little while, and Lu Bu just looked at her all the time, like a dummy, like a puppet. Wang Ying said, I would like to marry her to General. Is that alright? Lu Bu exclaimed, if that is even possible, that is terrific, that is radical, that is brilliant. Wang Ying said, oh, you don't have to be so excited. Diao Chan gets to serve you, that's her pleasant and also mine. Lu Bu thanked him over and over again and then left. He was like going to pick her up tomorrow, the next day, because it is believed, like superstitions, that tomorrow is going to be a very nice day for marrying. So the next day, while Lu Bu wasn't there, Wang Wing invited DongZhuo to his house. So of course DongZhuo went because he doesn't want anybody to suspect him for ignoring Wang Wing. When he went there, Wang Wing has already made a enormous feast with all those precious dishes all over the place. And of course, the same thing, when they were all a little drunk, he still let Diao Chan out with a bunch of a little uglier girls, and Diao Chan of course looked beautiful, and of course DongZhuo also was very glad, and then of course Wang Wing still says, I want to marry this girl to you, is that okay? So DongZhuo said, if that's possible, that's terrific, that's radical, that's brilliant. And Wang Wing repeated, oh, come on, you don't have to be so excited. Diao Chan gets to serve you, that's her pleasant and also mine. So DongZhuo brought Diao Chan home. And right halfway, when Wang Wing, first he of course followed DongZhuo and then he came back, but halfway, Lu Bu came like this. Wang Wing, you promised to give that girl to me and now you give it to DongZhuo. Why are you tricking me like this? Wang Ying said, this isn't the way to talk. First go to my house and then we talk. Okay, So they went to Wang Yun's house. Wang Yun said, General, why would you come and blame me? Lu Bu said, I heard somebody saying that you gave Diao Chan to DongZhuo. What is this sin? Wang Yun said, well, DongZhuo, he came and said, I heard that you are marrying Diao Chan, this very beautiful girl, to Lu Bu. So today I'm bringing her back to Lu Bu and they will marry. You see, you imagine in my place. DongZhuo, he came here himself and I tried to stop him. Am I willing to die? Lu Bu said, oh, it's my fault to blame you. Okay, it's not a problem. I'm sorry. So Lu Bu we just returned to DongZhuo. And when he got there, DongZhuo wasn't even there. The next day, DongZhuo didn't even get up. He asked others, and others says, there is a new servant girl there, and DongZhuo played with her all night, and he hadn't get up yet. Lu Bu was very angry. When he peeked through the window, Diao Chan also saw him. She knew that this has to be Lu Bu, but she pretended, like wiping her eyes with a tissue, pretend to be heartbroken. Lu Bu saw this and was angry and sad at the same time. When DongZhuo finally got up, Lu Bu came in and stood beside him and looked at Diao Chan. Lu Bu saw this kind of situation and he suspected that Lu Bu was in love with Diao Chan. So he said, Lu Bu, if you don't have anything special to say, you may just leave first. So Lu Bu got out unhappily. Well, the next day still, what should I say? Like they were playing again. Lu Bu still stood there and still looked at Diao Chan while DongZhuo was asleep. Diao Chan still pretended like wiping her tears with a tissue. DongZhuo looked at her, still like a dummy, still like a puppet, still eyeballs stopped moving and stared at Diao Chan, like he was looking at a ghost. But DongZhuo suddenly woke up, he yawned, and saw Lu Bu staring at Diao Chan again. He was about to explode. I can't say angry because that limit is way too little. He is about to explode and he yelled, are you playing with her? From now on, you are not allowed here. Go away. And Lu Bu ran out angrily. So next day, DongZhuo was talking with the emperor and Diao Chan was in the pool full of lotus. Lu Bu followed her there. Diao Chan said, recently I didn't die because I want to see General. Now, my body is already dirty and I have already seen you. That's all for now. And she jumped to the pool. Lu Bu quickly hugged her and brought her back. Lu Bu said a lot of good things to Diao Chan and they together didn't want to leave. They didn't want to be separated again. Well, Lu Bu really didn't expect to separate, but Diao Chan was just acting. Diao Chan sure is a great actress. But DongZhuo was talking to Emperor, blah blah blah, about the soldier I killed, blah blah blah. And then he suddenly realized, oh, by the way, Lu Bu, he just killed somebody and, well, that is the enemy and he is there. Lu Bu wait, Lu Bu, you are not here. Wait a minute, why isn't Lu Bu here? Why isn't Lu Bu here? The Emperor, I may leave now because I have some emergency work to do. Okay, bye-bye. And he asked for Diao Chan So somebody told him, Diao Chuan is in the Lotus Lake. Why? DongZhuo ran in there and saw Lü Bu and Diao Chuan together sitting there holding hands together. DongZhuo, Lü Bu, how did you dare do this? And he chased Lü Bu around with a sword. Lü Bu quickly ran out. DongZhuo tossed the sword at him. DongZhuo ran away. Lü Bu ran away, DongZhuo chased, and when he was at the door, and he fell on the ground. You're wondering who is that guy who knocked DongZhuo over, and you're wondering whether Lü Bu died or not? You might also be wondering, did Diao Chuan succeed? Well, I'm not going to tell you. You're gonna read the next chapter, everybody. That's the first rule of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the Jimmy's English storytelling session. Okay, just listen to my next chapter and you will know all those questions bubbling in your mind. Bye bye for now.